Time isn't as stable as we like to think. For centuries, people have described moments when reality seems to fold. When they walk through a familiar place and suddenly find themselves in another era entirely. Historians call them temporal displacements. Everyone else calls them time slips. These stories defy science, yet they repeat across decades, continents, and witnesses who have never met. Ordinary people who swear they saw streets vanish, buildings reappear, and strangers dressed from another century walking right past them. Tonight, we'll explore 4 of the strangest cases ever recorded, from the crowded streets of Liverpool to the quiet gardens of Versailles. Whether they were glitches in memory, fractures in time, or something far stranger, one question remains. If time can break once, how often does it happen without anyone noticing? Bold Street in Liverpool is ordinary. Cafes, shops, buses, but locals say it sometimes slips out of sync with time itself. One summer afternoon in the 1990s, a man named Frank crossed the street to meet his wife. Halfway across, the air thickened and went silent. The sound of engines stopped. He glanced around. Cars were gone. The people nearby wore coats and hats that looked 50 years out of date. He noticed a shop called Cryptids. Dresses filled the windows, all 1950s fashion. When he entered to catch his breath, fluorescent lights flicked on, and everything snapped back to normal. The store was now Dylan's bookshop. The street buzzed again. Later, he learned Cryptids had really stood there until the mid-50s. He isn't alone. Other witnesses have reported the same stretch of Bold Street folding back into another decade. Moments where they could hear old music or smell coal smoke on a modern breeze. People here call Bold Street a thin place, where 2 versions of Liverpool brush against each other, and for a heartbeat, the present blinks. In 1901, 2 Oxford academics, Charlotte Moberly and Eleanor Jourdain, set out to visit Versailles. Somewhere outside Amiens, they lost their way. The lane grew narrow, the sunlight dull and yellow like a painting fading with age. The countryside seemed strangely still. They met men in long green coats and tricorn hats who spoke little and pointed towards a small inn down the road. Inside, everything looked handmade. Wooden tables, pewter cups, a single candle burning low. The women felt uneasy, as if the air itself resisted sound. They ate quickly and left, noting every detail for their travel journal. Days later, they tried to find the same hotel. It was gone. No villagers remembered it. No road matched their map. Historians later realized their descriptions fit the 1780s, a century before their trip. Some called it a hallucination. Others thought they'd walked into a fragment of the past, still echoing through the land. Whatever it was, the 2 scholars returned to England shaken and convinced that time, under certain conditions, can loop like memory. New York City, 1950. Night, bright with neon and exhaust. A man appeared in Times Square, wearing a tall hat, waistcoat, and high-button boots, clothes no one had seen in a half-century. Witnesses said he looked terrified, spinning in circles at the lights, until a cab struck him at the intersection. At the morgue, police examined his pockets. 19th century coins, a letter dated 1876, a business card for Rudolph Fentz, 5th Avenue, None of it was counterfeit. The address no longer existed. Detectives searched archives and found a Rudolph Fentz Sr., who had vanished without a trace in 1876. Same name, same description. Headlines scream, "Time traveler killed in Times Square." Decades later, researchers trace the story to a 1951 sci-fi short story by Jack Finney. Yet, by then, the legend had fused with real police files, interviews, and witness retellings. Maybe Fentz never lived at all, or maybe the fiction was seeded from something that truly happened once. A man who stepped through a door that isn't supposed to exist, landing in a city that had forgotten him. August 1901, the same two Oxford women decided to revisit Versailles to clarify what they'd experienced. They entered the Petit Trianon Gardens under a bright sky, but within minutes, the air dimmed to a heavy stillness. Birds stopped singing. Ahead, figures in powdered wigs strolled among the trees, silent as ghosts. One man stared at them blankly, face pale, eyes dark and hollow. Another pointed them toward a small pavilion where a woman in a white gown sketched on paper. Her expression was calm, yet sad. Then came a snap, like static, and everything returned. Tourists, sunlight, laughter. Later, the women realized the pavilion matched one used by Marie Antoinette in 1789. The sketching woman matched contemporary portraits. Skeptics blamed suggestion. Believers said the Petit Trianon is a temporal echo chamber, replaying the moment before the revolution. Whether vision or visitation, the experience haunted them both for the rest of their lives. A brief audience with the past, recorded in ink and disbelief. 4 stories, 4 fractures in time. Maybe each is a coincidence, a dream colliding with a memory, or maybe the past doesn't stay buried. Maybe it lingers, waiting for the right vibration, the right heartbeat, the right mind to tune in. Every road, every city block has layers beneath it, moments stacked like glass. Sometimes the surface cracks, and for a few seconds, the world below shines through. Whether it's 18th century France or post-war New York, the same question whispers, what if time isn't moving forward at all? What if we're the ones looping, passing through the same seconds again, convinced they're new? This is Joshua Tree Encounters, where UFOs, cryptids, and strangeness collide.